try to get a good jump on this thing today. See, we got our material here. We're gonna do a little cleanup. So you got cleanup that you can go on. That's why we got the wheelbarrow. Guys, I tell you what, cleanup is the most critical part to me to learn how to be a great superintendent, because while you're out there cleaning up, you're in solitude. You're not dealing with the subcontractors and stuff like that. You actually out, you're doing something that's mundane, that's easy. So it's extremely easy, man. So you can think a little bit more about other stuff. So that's, just get over here and cleaning up, and then you can think a whole lot more. Then we're gonna do, so we got our plans. We're gonna do quality assurance. We're gonna go through, make sure all the windows where they're supposed to be. We got these straps we're gonna put on the garage. We got these right here, screws that's gonna go through the, these are gonna go in those beams that are 3-ply and above. So we got those screws to tie those together. Like I said, we can't face nail those. We got the plans here. So the plans, that's what we're gonna use to go through everything. Then we have some bars. There's no need to lock anything down, Mac. Mac, don't lock nothing down. Just turn that thing over. Turn it over. When you put all this stuff on there and stack it on here, stuff ain't gonna be jumping around. So got my train of thought here, man. But oh yeah, we have some sliding door, pocket door things to put in as well. All right, guys. This is Emmett Stallworth, the Alpha Builder. Guys, I'm in the classroom again. Got a bunch of videos I got to get out. Guys, one thing that you have to do on all job sites is quality assurance. When I say quality assurance, that means, guys, you better have a game plan. And you need to have a checkoff. I got a little checkoff sheet. You guys will see my little, somewhat of a checkoff sheet that I have. But you need to have something that you're able to identify everything as far as the framing and all the things that needs to be done in each stage. You need to make sure that you got all of that stuff checked off and make sure that you're consistent, okay? You're gonna go through, you're gonna check all the windows. You wanna check, make sure they're the right size, make sure all the walls are in the right place, all the openings are in the right place, the framing is done correct. Everything's leveled, the guys driving the nails in. And the reason that you wanna do this is because it actually saves you money, because if you get all these things done on the front end, you don't have to worry about on the back end, letting the project get to a certain point to where you have to tear stuff out in order to get it right. That's what you want to make sure that you got going on in every project. And you have to have a list of items that you're going to check. And guys, a house has over 300-some thousand parts. There's a lot of places that have errors. And as you build your quality assurance checklist, you need to just make it should grow. It gets bigger and bigger. So look at what we got going on here, guys. Quality assurance is a must. If you don't have some kind of quality assurance set up in your building process, you're going to be in trouble. Even if you have to pay, and it'd be better to pay a third party to come in and do that, guys. Hint, hint. This is another way. If you understand what you're doing and you understand framing and things like that, this is another way you can make money. Guys, you can guys go out here and charge builders to do their quality assurance for them. Well, you check everything. And check behind these framers and make sure the framers are doing everything correct. All right, guys, enjoy this right here video. All right, so the next thing he's gonna do on quality assurance is, if you guys see this right here, he's gonna make sure, let me come around on this side, he's gonna make sure that all the windows are in the right place. See, you got the center of that window right there, 5 feet 10 inches. So he's gonna check this, and if it's good, he's gonna circle it. So he's gonna measure from that wall to the center, and it should be 5 feet 10 inches. So that's what he's doing. He's checking all the exterior windows now. Okay? All right. just in case you guys don't see what we're doing is we're driving in, showing the boat right there. So we're driving these right here in to hold these 3-ply boards together. You can't just face nail them. You can face nail them only if you got two ply. But here. That impact works real good. Notice I stagger them too, guys. All right, so I'm gonna take the drill and go do something else. All right, guys, here we go again, man. We just had a $1,000 day, I believe. Well, maybe about 500 for me and maybe 350 for you.
That's not 1,000.
Huh?
That's not 1,000.
What is that?
500 for you, 500 for me.
Nah, man. I get paid more than you because I have more experience.
But if you have 500, then you have 350. That's like 8.
I said almost $1,000, and we ain't quite $1,000.
Okay.
I just said we probably about let's just say $800 a day. Getting close enough. So let's just do 450 for me and 350 for you. I think that's good. That's good enough, right? All right, but guys, today is Q&A, quality assurance. That's the name of the game. And I'll show you what, Mac went in and he measured all the rooms, made sure there's a tolerance now. I think we had about maybe 3 to 6 inches tolerance there. There could be a variation, just as long as the whole house got the square footage that we need. But some of the rooms may be off, and I think we were kind of on point. Were we? We were okay. All the windows, he measured all the windows, made sure the rough openings were good, made sure the windows were setting where they need to set. Now when I come over here tomorrow, I'm gonna do all the doors just to make sure all the swings are right, all the interior doors were rough correct, okay? And the reason you want to do all this is because when the windows come, you don't want the framers to have to be struggling trying to get these windows in. Or better yet, they have to cut some of this house wrap off to make the windows work. That's what you don't want. So you want to make sure your house needs to look, this right here look like a present. See how tight the house wrap is, with the exception of the framers put up the felt on the roof. But other than that, man, they wrapped it pretty good. So now, if you look at the ground, we had to clean all this lumber. You see all that lumber over there? There's a reason I don't have a dumpster on site too, guys. That's probably a dumpster and a half right there. Or maybe a dumpster. And then the other stuff around the house is probably another half of a dumpster. So that's about a 30-yard dumpster. But there's a reason I don't have a dumpster on site. Number one, they won't put it in the right place. They'll put it right in the place where the excavator needs to come here and we need to do the backfill. Like, won't they? They'll put it in the wrong place. They'll put it, and you're not supposed to put it on the road. They'll put it exactly where I don't need it to be. And they'll have an excuse for it. So I don't even want the dumpster on site. But not only that, you want to, out of sight, out of mind. If everybody's just throwing lumber in the dumpster, you're going to see when we walk in here, we got a lot of places where we could use that lumber. Because we got a lot of fur and it's going to happen in the basement. You got any questions, man?
No, sir.
You tired, ain't you, man?
Yeah.
Yeah, your eyes, I can see that. I can see that gray glaze in your eyes, man. You done checked out. You gotta get out here and work like this all the time, man. Man, I'm in my mid, man. I'm out here working just as hard as you. Yeah, man. Yeah, you got that glaze on you. You ready to go home and go sleep? So we took all the lumber. All right, so guys, you can kind of see right here, I done punched this house out. I did a frame and punch out. You can kind of see where I'm showing like places where you need anchor bolts. We need straps on those right there. I got places you can zoom in on the red over there. Places where the OSB is not connected to the studs. These are things, you got to tap on those things. I come over here tomorrow and I'll make sure everything's plumb. That's gonna be my tomorrow thing. But you wanna come through here, man, and you wanna look at it. We stack all this lumber. You see all this lumber, right? You can get all the lumber, pick it up. You could enough. We stacked all this lumber here because we're gonna, I guarantee you guys, when the MEPs are scheduled for late next week, so the plumber's coming in probably the end of next week. The framer's gonna show back up again. I'm gonna have all this stuff punched out. So the framer's gonna show up, and that's why I got all this lumber here, because they're gonna have to use all this lumber to do the punch out. And guys, you gotta keep the site really, really clean so you can see what's wrong. If it's not clean, you can't see the problems. You know, you got junk everywhere. You can't pay attention. I can't see stuff. We got those beams up here, anything that's greater than a 3-ply beam, me and Mac went in and we merged them together with some special screws that they make for the LVL beams. So, come on through here, man. I got everything. Notice they got arch openings up here. I went through, man. I already punched out this room right here last week, and the framers had a chance to get a lot of the stuff that was wrong. Okay? So we got this right here. This is what a site should look like, guys, especially when the homeowners come over. So the next meeting that we have is probably going to be, well, it's going to be tomorrow. We want to start discussing electrical stuff, you know, where they want the TVs to set, things like that. So where we would need a receptacle, you know, how high we need it to be, you know, things like that. You know, where they're going to put their beds and stuff like that, so we can make sure we get the plugs in the right place when the electrician, I need to be way ahead of that. They did want some of these arches right here. And this is a situation right here. Come right here, man. Get the carpet ceilings right here. This is a situation right here, guys. I actually told the guy to quote how much it would cost to do these carpet ceilings, so that I can get a quote for the homeowner. And this is what, guys, this is why language barrier is critical. It's critical, man. He didn't understand. He just thought I told him to go ahead and do it. And he just went on ahead and did it. He went on ahead and did it all. I told him to quote everything. I actually told him to quote the arches. So, you know, I'll probably just go ahead and give that to the homeowners. I don't know, man, but, you know, language barrier is critical. Of course, the rough opening for the door is not right. We got to get that corrected. So the framers will take care of that. We got a lot of places where hangers need to go. We got a firebox in. The only thing about this right here is you want to get back here and insulate it. So I may have to, when they come in here, most of those guys, I guarantee you, the insulator, he want to insulate this right here. That's not what you do, guys. You need to insulate that top up there, and you need to insulate this right here. This is what needs to be insulated, not this. You see what I'm saying? And the floor up under it needs to be insulated before you put the material, the finishing material on the because this is the canopy. So up under there needs to be insulated in order to create a thermal envelope. You know, there's a guy called me the other day, and I just thought about this right here, guys. Guys, this is a pretty good framing job right here. What's your thoughts, man?
Yeah, you're pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, you can check that out, man. Here you go. You don't want to eat?
Huh?
You don't want to eat? Yeah. Let's go get a steak, man. Let's go get a steak, man. I know we kind of thinking this building and stuff, man, but
I'm not mentioning that. I'm just talking, all right? I'm good.
Okay, you good? Okay. So these guys actually did a pretty good job, man. But this guy been knowing me for years. The framer, he's been knowing how I want things done for years. So he's close to almost getting it perfect. You know, he might be 90% of getting everything, and he has another 10% that I'm gonna catch. Okay. But there was a guy called me the other day. He was one of my students, guys. He called me. And, you know, he was just saying that he was asking me what I was paying for framing. You know, I typically pay these guys. You know, I think right now here is about $5.50 to $6 a foot, and that's for a good framer. You know, that's here in Alabama. That's the Alabama market. And, you know, he was kind of saying, well, you know, heck, I get it. I'm getting it for $3 and something a foot. You know, and I was like, you know, and you know, I said, I'll tell you what. I said, after you get finished getting it framed, call me to come over there and do your Q&A, quality assurance, and I would check to make sure all the loads. I would write down every mark, just like I did these guys, everything that's wrong with it, and I guarantee you got another $2 a square foot that you're gonna have to pay that guy. So it's all the same, you know. So I wouldn't get a kick out of, you know, I'm getting a good deal. You know, I just, guys, get some good guys But here's the thing, man. As a builder, man, you need to understand this stuff. You need to understand how to frame. I think all builders, I think one of the main things you should be is a framer. I think you should understand how to frame. Because this is the stuff that'll get you sued. All right, so you got this right here. Going in here, guys. I didn't bring the skill saw, so we couldn't put this as one item I wanted to knock out the way today. It's one of the items right here. Notice one more thing with these. Here's one more thing with this house wrap. Notice how this guy put this flashing. So he took this flashing about 6 inches up, which is where you wanted that, and then he wrapped this seal right here. So when you put the window in, this right here board, if any water get back here, that board doesn't get wet and it doesn't dry rot. Okay. So this is what you want it to look like, guys. Just tap upstairs for a second, man. Man, even the roof framing, man, was, damn, it was really good, man. I was really impressed. We probably need to get some guardrails here, man. Before Ocean come here and shut my whole site down. Here's something else that you typically have to do, and this is really a good idea. I used to do this a long time ago. So guys, this right here, come on in. This right here is a knee wall. This is the exterior knee wall. Go ahead and put some sheathing on it. You put something rigid back there in the knee wall. Most builders just leave this open if the code doesn't allow it to be that. But this is good, so when you put the insulation up here, the insulation don't be falling out. It's permanent here. And I even went up, that's why I put a red mark up here. I was just showing they need to go higher with it so that when we blow the attic insulation in, that you will have something that will hold it up there. So, because if it's settled, it's just gonna fall on the floor. So we don't want that attic insulation to settle. So I'm coming here, and man, look at this bracing, man. I mean, these guys actually did a really good job. You notice, if you look at that rafter, if you look at that ridge, that hip, the big long board that goes all the way down, it looks like a 2x8. Goes all the way down. If you notice, they braced it here. Notice how the brace goes. That's greater than 33 degrees bracing. That right there, that's greater than 33 degrees. So that's really good. And then you got it braced up here too. And guys, it's braced on a load bearing. So this right here is carrying a load right here. So this is the load bearing. And they braced it right here, which is really the only way. And now it makes sense why when we did the design and they did the plan, we had these double 2x12s right here. Why we had to double these up. This to carry this roof bracing right here. Boom, right there on that double. You don't want that. You gotta brace this right here roof. And the only place you can brace it is right here. If you try to brace it on this wall, if you try to brace it on over here, then the angle would be less than 33 degrees for that brace right there. So you have a problem. You see that? Very similar here. Now, notice how this bracing right here, boom, you braced it. You can get this right here. This bracing, boom, you got your strong back right here. It's bracing right here, boom, on the load bearing wall, which is right there. Down here, this is the load bearing wall. Boom, you brace it right here again, boom. All this right here braced. And he got it bracing off of these beams right here. You see we got a double right here. We got a triple right here, so we got a lot of, this is why you got those triples there, guys. See, all this stuff makes sense now. We got a triple LVL beam that we merged that sucker together. And this is where we're doing all our bracing for this front hip. It's bracing over that triple right there. Taking that load, all this right here weight is going all the way to the ground. This is how you do a roof, guys. This is how you do it. And look at all the collar ties up there. Got the collars up there. You can get that up there too. The collars, these are the collars right here. But you pointed the wrong way. You need me to get it? Show it to you?
Yeah.
These right here are the collars. Those are the collar ties right there. They tie the two rafters together. They tie both rafters together. But this is really, and I even thought about this right here too. Now, I called him on the other side. I got him on the other side. He didn't put how we got the strong, he didn't put a strong back on this right here. So usually you take this right here and you take another 2x4 and put it on here just like we got it right here. Just like we got it right here. You're supposed to run it. But the reason that I see that he didn't do this right here, because this is engineered lumber. You don't need it. This lumber's not gonna move. It makes sense. But you need it on the other side when you have dimensional lumber. You need it on the other side. So this, whew, man, I tell you what, man. And I put all my little stuff right here, guys, like all the nails, don't follow me, all my nails and stuff like that we can use, hangers and stuff, so when the guys come back, they can come right here and get all the stuff they need. All right, so this is what it looks like. So we got all this right here. Let me see. Guys, I couldn't find, he got all that braced up, man, the way it needs to be braced. You got it braced off of a load-bearing wall, which is right there. You got that, no, we doubled that wall right there so that we can carry this bracing right here. This is one of the only places that we have a problem. There's no other way to do that. Now those right there are gonna have to have a strong back. So I marked that red. Gotta have a strong back on that. But this, man, I tell you what, man, God, dog. All the rooms are where they're supposed to be. Man, this is probably the sharpest job I've ever done, to be honest with you. I mean, it's definitely the cleanest job. You know, well, I guess because the more I do these jobs, the better I get. Now the next thing we gotta do is we gotta come here and we gotta check these stringers out, make sure he ain't screwed them up. Now here's something I don't like. You see how your cut right here? That's a problem. Well, you ain't gonna tear these things back out again. Now we're in the basement. Boy, this is a good job, man. Woo! Everything, I marked everything. The reason they had to stop me is because I ran out of lumber. That's why all that lumber upstairs, that's why I ordered all that, so they can put the studs up under it. But we plied these beams together. Anything that's greater than 2 beams. Now, if you got 2 LVL beams, you can just simply face nail those together. But here we got 3, so we had to, that's why we use those screws in there. And we also took them over here. So we got our post in. Go ahead and take it off. Got a little crack over there in the concrete already, man. But it is what it is. You can't stop it from cracking. But we tied these beams together. Even the headers right here. Here's something else too, guys. Because of the length of this garage right here, this is so much open space, you can't brace this garage. The length, this is almost the length of the house right here, guys. So it's hard to brace the wall because you don't have any sheathing material. There's no sheathing material to brace it. The sheathing material, OS right here, this OSB, if you nail it right, it actually keeps this house from doing this right here. It keeps it, they call it shear wall. Well, we don't have a lot of sheathing on this wall because all this right here is garage beams. So here's what we did. We ran these straps here. These straps right here, they grab that header right there, which is the 3-ply beam, that we had to merge all that together. Then we had to use these engineered straps right here on each side. Keep this sucker from doing this right here. And I guarantee you guys, I promise you guys, code officials, this is the kind of stuff, man, I promise you guys, code officials are not gonna catch this. I know because I used to be a code official and I used to train the inspectors and I used to have to train them on stuff like this right here. They're not gonna see this. They're not gonna pay attention to this right here. It's just, that code looks like a big giant telephone book like back in the day. So they're just not gonna catch all this stuff. And you wanna make sure all the hangers, guys, you wanna make sure that there's a nail in every last one of these holes in these hangers. There should be not one of them missing. All right, man. You ready? All right, guys, hopefully tomorrow or the next day, we can get in here. This right here needs to all come down. It needs to go down and kind of level back up again right here. But all this right here, dirt, this right here needs to go back over in here. Got our house wrap on, guys. And, you know, I'm over here finishing up my quality assurance. So I've already done one part. I had Mac over here. He videotaped me, man, but I don't know what he does when he's holding this this phone, man. It's just a lot of interruptions or something. So I got to figure out a way to do this by myself. Maybe I can have a self-heal thing that I can make happen. So all this right here is we're gonna get a dumpster. Once we get this thing leveled out, we're gonna drop a dumpster right here and throw all this stuff in there. So that looks like that might be a dumpster, maybe. So here's what I'm gonna do here, guys. So this is the second portion of my quality assurance, guys. And guys, you gotta have quality assurance, man. You gotta have somebody coming out here checking behind framers and stuff like that. They make sure they get all this stuff right, man, because they'll drop the ball. I mean, I get it, man. They're working real hard, and they'll drop the ball on some things, guys. But if you look right here, I have a little check sheet that I go here. This is my check sheet, guys. So I go through here and I check off everything that I do, and I add and update this check sheet as I go. So I go through here, I get my little pencil, and this particular job site, I upload this on my software here, guys. I do all that. I get that stuff uploaded to make sure that I'm checking everything. There's a check sheet of all the little items that needs to be checked out in this house to make sure we have a level of consistency in all the build jobs that I do. Since this being a custom house, so there's a lot of different things that's going on here. So not only do I keep through the check sheet, but I also have a company cam, guys. I'm telling you, technology is the key. So I have company cam, which is an app that I put on my phone. And what that app does, and my homeowner's just pulling up, what that app does is it allows me to come here, and this is what I'm gonna do today, because I gotta send all this to my framers. I like for my framers to have pictures of everything. I take a picture of this right here, tell them what the problem is, and I send everything to my subcontractors so that they can get these things right. And that way there's no, because there's a language barrier that we're gonna have, but now they see the items that needs to be corrected, okay? So like, I see all my dead wood up here, but things like dead wood, people don't pay attention to stuff like dead wood and all that kind of stuff. So these are the items that I'm taking care of. All right, guys, that's another quick video.